What is going on, everybody? Happy Sunday here from POV. We are back for a main episode here on the channel, and it's festivity time. It is officially December. We're having a lot of fun, and we're going to have a lot of fun today because we are talking the big main event of 2020 for the Schmoedown. That is the Schmoedown Spectacular, and the entire crew plus one is here today. So we got Brian, we got Jill, we got Molly, and we have Grogu, who is obviously on Molly's side here. How is everybody doing? How's everybody weekend been?
This week went by fast.
Yeah. I wrapped my Christmas presents today. I'm basically done with Christmas shopping, which
nice.
it's December 6th that I'm done. So that's
good for you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I've been just rapid fire ordering stuff as I see it.
I need things. See, that's why I specifically started in October so I could avoid that. I was like, I don't want to do this all at once.
I wish I could do that, but it just never seems to work. Just never seems.
I tried every year, and this year it actually happened. So, hooray!
Bonus COVID. COVID.
Yeah. Woohoo!
Brian, what about you? You got a nice little T-shirt on today.
Oh, my little.
Look at me!
Yeah.
Look at us.
Look at how cute we are.
Yes. It's
Look
very
how-
comfortable. So
Yes, it is.
yeah.
You can find that on TeePublic, guys. That is in the
Jesus.
description below. Dude, come on, gotta plug.
Gotta plug that
Sure.
itch. Gotta plug it.
Yeah, gotta plug it. You can find us on TeePublic, so you can find all the good stuff there. No festive gear. I wish I could. Do festive gear, but, I'm sorry.
Boo. I want that shirt with all of us in Santa hats.
Ooh.
You know
That'd
what?
be fun.
Honestly, I could probably make that happen.
Shouldn't be too hard.
We can wear
Just
it.
like every
Sure.
holiday, like for Easter we have bunny ears on. Like for Halloween we have like pumpkins or something. I don't know.
I feel like it would be Grow Guy, Robert. I feel
It's
like it'd be
Grow Guy?
I feel
Okay.
like it'd be Grow Guy.
It's a grow guy.
Makes
Look
the
at this. Look at this pod of grow guy.
just try and count how many are on the screen.
They would
Way
never
too
reach.
many.
I don't think they would ever reach.
There's
Oh,
some
I just-
behind my head too.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just noticed a pair of eyes underneath right by the chair. Yeah.
The Lego one that we just built. That I just built by
There's
myself.
more.
Yeah. You by yourself. No
All
help.
by yourself.
Yes, so we're going to be talking Schmoedown Spectacular today. We have 6 incredible matches to get through. This is our last main show before next Saturday. And so we're going to preview everything, discussion, just total preview. I'm so used to theories these days.
Also the
like
wall
Star Wars
theories.
shows.
Are we now Schmoedown theory? Is that like
Maybe
our-
we can theorize on possible storylines. I mean, that's always possible. But
Schmoedown
we're not going to
theory.
be doing it alone. Mr. Frank Janisch, the Truth, is going to be joining us
It's
as well.
wind chill.
Whoa.
It is wind chill.
Didn't- God, that was no warning.
I
You
know.
just
He's like,
threw
oh
his
hi,
ass in there.
I'm here. What's up?
I am
What's up,
here.
Frank?
How you doing, guys? What
Hey.
you guys called POVers, or is that a thing?
It's
you guys
the
are
View
called?
crew.
The View Crew.
The
I like
Povers.
POVers. I like POVers.
Oh, that's great.
The
That's great.
Povers. I like it. I'm a steal.
Yeah,
the
that's about
Povers.
right. Look at that. Look at those nice messages. Yes.
There you go.
WTF.
Yeah.
What the Frank?
How is everyone?
Good.
Good.
We're great.
Tis the season, man. It's a joyous time of year where it's that year time.
Yeah, Joe?
Yep.
I tried. I
That
don't know.
wine is a
Is that
killer.
too big of a glass of wine?
Cheers.
Cheers, Molly.
Yes.
Let
so
me
we
live
have,
my life, okay? God.
we have some six great matches to get to, and just to make sure that you guys know, you can hit that Streamlabs link. You can see it above us, but you can also see it in the description below. If you have any questions about these matches as we go through them, we'll be going one by one throughout the next hour and a half or so, and discussing them, and maybe even making predictions on who we think is going to win. So, with that said, because we do have quite a bit of them to get to, let's go ahead and get to the first one. And I'm not going in an order that I placed. I'm going in the order that the images are uploaded in. It just so happens to be that this is the first one we're going to be talking
Yes. Let's get
So,
into it.
let's get into the Star Wars Championship here between Alex Damon and Andres Ace Cabrera. Obviously, Alex is a defending champ and has been for a while. And Ace is stepping in after the Star Wars tournament after an incredible run, which seemed so long ago. and he's taking on the defending champ. Let's just go around with some overall thoughts before we maybe get to some predictions. And I'll just go down the line here. Brian, why don't you start us off?
For some reason, I was hoping you would just start with Molly and just be like,
Molly, what are your thoughts?
I gotta build the anticipation.
Maybe just skip me. I don't know.
This is your unbiased opinion. Yeah, it's gonna be a good match. I think this is Christian put up that poll and it won by like a lot
for the most anticipated match.
Yeah, it was like 60% to like whatever the other numbers were, and who would have thought most exciting match would have been Star Wars this year? I mean, it's finally starting to pick up its steam, and I will say that a lot of that is because of Ace and how well he did throughout that tournament. I mean, he freaking came in from a play-in to now going for a championship, a belt match. And I mean, other than maybe members of Swag, I don't know who would have immediately been like, oh yeah, Ace is going to win the tournament. So I'm very curious. It's been a very long time since we've seen a Star Wars match. I don't even know when the last one was. It was
the
August?
Ace de Milanta match, which was like in
July, maybe?
Yeah.
It had been summer.
Yeah,
because
summer.
that was the first big
started
tournament.
That
The
tournament,
tournament started
feels
in
like,
May, I want to say.
feels like it was so long ago.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm excited for I mean, the Star Wars matches are always
Well, that and to your point, Brian, even IG feels like it was forever ago.
It
Yeah.
does.
yeah.
It does.
It's just I mean, I just love the level of competition in Star Wars, so I'm very excited to see it at its height. Whenever we get a championship match, it's always going to be interesting, especially if Alex is saying he's going to take Upset City and like he did that one time. So we'll see.
Alex's trash talk. Oh.
It's just trash talk.
It wasn't even like a good one. I was like, I'm going to take Upset City and smash it.
And smash it.
You
Jill, what
won't
about
take
you?
my advice on what to say.
Maybe he will next year. Who knows what happens next year?
No, they're competitors against each other, Jake.
It's true.
I mean, on
No
camera,
advice.
who knows what happens? I mean, you never know. Jill, what about you?
I'm excited for this one. I think the Star Wars matches are always some of the most anticipated matches at Spectacular because we don't see Star Wars matches very often. I think this season was really the first season where we got to see a lot of Star Wars matches. And it's exciting to finally see like it all come together at this championship event. And the momentum that Ace has right now is I don't think we've really seen in a player before. Frank, what is your name?
I can't read that. You can't tell, huh?
So I'm stoked for this one. I'm curious to see the chat's thoughts because we do have a lot of swag representation up in here, but Alex is how many times has he defended? Like lost count. Three. Thank you, Frank.
Mm-hmm.
And so as soon as Ace answered that one parking violation question, that solidified it for me. Oh, dude, like this guy is serious. This guy is intense. So it's gonna be a fun one. I'm really excited. I hope we get some heel Alex. I hope we get some smack talk from Alex in this one. But I'm super stoked for this one.
Frank.
This is an interesting match because I look at Ace's run a little bit like how Mara was in her Geekdom tournament run. Mara didn't start off, blowing out the doors with high accuracy rates and crazy point scores. But as the tournament went on, she got better and better and better, and eventually dethroned Jason Inman. Ace is similar. He didn't start off crazy hot, but as the tournament went on, he got better and better and better, and then he ultimately won the tournament, right? So I don't know if Ace is able to keep up that momentum because there's been such a big gap, like we were talking about. Like this tournament seems like forever ago. When Mara had that run, it like butt up right almost near Spectacular, or the live event that she dethroned Inman. So she had that going for her. Ace is in a different situation. And last time Alex was in a 5-round title match last year, Spectacular, he didn't miss a question. So Ace, I think, has that ability, but Alex, I think, has proven, not just last year's match, but every match he's played in, that you have to play a perfect game to beat him. And even then, we've seen that perfect games don't necessarily seal the deal for you in regulation. You get the Demo Lonto Scrimshaw match, and then who knows what happens there. But I would like to think there is some sort of intimidation factor from Alex towards Ace, even if he won't admit it. But and why would he? It's going to be interesting to see if Ace is really at that level, or if it was just one of those lucky tournament runs. And not to say that if he lost Spectacular, that it was just a lucky run. It wasn't a lucky run, but it's one of those, I don't know, not once in a lifetime run, but just once in a blue moon. Like, these things don't happen all the time. Can he finally seal the deal? I'm certainly leaning towards the Alex winning this match, but it should be a pretty close one.
Mm-hmm.
Molly.
I mean, I'll start with Ace. Yes, his run through the tournament, just plowing through everyone, was like incredibly impressive. If he doesn't get Star Wars Player of the Year, I don't like it. That's who's going to win that, basically. Now that they're two different things.
Ton?
Yeah, tund, Molly. Think of the cultural phenomenon of tund.
I will think on that.
Okay, thank you. As long as you think on it, that's what matters.
But yeah, I'm excited to see this match and see how both of them handle the new speed round and just doing 5 rounds altogether. I'm really excited to see how it goes, but I gotta root for Alex.
I mean, you don't have to.
I gotta root for him so I can
tell
beat
us.
him.
There we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
We need that marital match, that
Yes.
head to head.
Yeah, I'm interested because Alex hasn't played the new speed round, if I'm not mistaken, correct? In anything this year. Ace played it in that tournament, if I'm not mistaken. So he does have a little bit of an experience with it. Obviously, it's been a long time. That the months can wear and tear on, and who knows what's been going on since then, obviously. But I do think it's gonna be a really fun match. I think it's gonna be a really good match. Like Frank said, though, I'm interested to see if the tournament almost is like all of the pieces fell into place for Ace, or if it was like the real thing. I think that's kind of what I'm looking at this match as, and he doesn't even necessarily have to beat Alex for that to happen. He can play really well and lose a tight one, or he can just he can play really great for 3.5 rounds, and then Alex, as the champion he is, kind of takes over. And I'd still be like, wow, like Ace showed up, like he played really well. So am I expecting a like all-timer match? Probably not. But I am expecting Ace to kind of come in and be like, I do belong here. The tournament wasn't a fluke for me, out of everyone who has been saying it is, or maybe just like saying like, these people lost before you played them, or they missed a silly question, they had a brain fart, or whatever it may be. I do think that he's going to prove himself, and I do think he belongs there. The tournament that's rigorous. That's rigorous, and we have to remember it was the live tournament. A lot of the other stuff was recorded, and so a lot of the other tournaments, or all the other tournaments, I should say. So that definitely plays in a factor. I will say that Alex wins. I do think he'll retain the belt, but I do think that Ace is going to have a lot of fun, and he's going to really prove himself, and might give some tough time to Alex in this one. It's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I mean, Alex has admitted before that he did not know that parking violation answer. He's not all knowing. There's plenty of stuff out there that he does not know.
My curiosity is always, especially for these people that have played in a championship match, when they're done, if they prefer the buttons or the speed round. Ace has that advantage because he's done that before. But at the same time, I specifically remember Winston saying that they practiced Ace taking a breath and answering, because he tends to shoot the answer straight out and just whatever comes to his mind.
Mhm.
So I'm curious. I'm sure they've been practicing it. He's had a ton of time, started a Star Wars show. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, he does have a teeny tiny little edge because he's done that speed round before. So he knows what to expect. But yeah.
All right, so before we move on, we do have a couple Streamlabs that have come in. I'm going to get to one of them. And this has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but it is because Frank is here. So this comes from Kylie. And she had donated and said, in honor of our guest, Frank, let's get everyone's best impression of Brad the Boat Gilmore. Frank will decide whoever does the best.
All right, I don't do anything. I like this.
No, you get to.
I don't have to do anything.
And she says you'll decide who does the best out of the four of us, too. So does anybody want to start?
I gotta get my hair
Oh yeah, can we
I gotta
get
get
it
my
like
hair.
really puff it up
I
there?
gotta puff up my hair. Please hold. I'm getting it. We're getting there.
Wow, this is interesting.
Can I just do can I just go the with like the buttons and
Damn it!
Yeah.
it's the boat, Brad Gilmore. I can't do an accent, so
I was gonna go with I am the boat hashtag greatest or best of all time hashtag whatever the hell he said. And I wrote a book.
You brought a prop.
Yeah. You can find it on Amazon. I'll tweet 100 pictures of how best selling it is, and yeah.
That's some shade in here.
Coming after Brad Gilmore.
Hey,
He
did lose the Back to the Future exhibition match. I will say that.
Molly, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
I honestly don't have a good impression of Brad.
Boo.
She's like, I don't know who Brad is.
Immediately started to do the hair. She knows.
Yeah. Man, I don't know.
Okay, the one
Jake is your favorite person, so let's go.
I will say Brad and I bonded at last Spectacular because we were both kind of intoxicated.
Jameson was involved.
It wasn't Jameson, but it was alcohol, and it was during the singles championship match, and we were all reacting to what was happening. It was me and Brad and Video Drew, and it was.
Oh, you're over there with. Oh wow.
It was me. I was in front of them. Brad and Drew were behind me.
Mhm.
Drew was laying on my head, in awe as to what was happening, and I was we were all it was a good time.
Okay. All right. So here's mine. So I'm gonna do the thing that because Jill did the really cool thing of using.
Oh, I know exactly where you're going.
So how about this, Jill? Why don't you do the sound effect for me, and then I'll say what I'm gonna say.
Tell me what.
So 3, 2, 1. It's West Coast Frank.
All right.
I thought you were going for. Oh, you're my dreamboat.
God.
That would have been good.
I'm trying to think of.
That would
Oh
have
my
been
God,
good.
dreamboat.
Kylie,
All right,
I'll
Frank.
I'll get back to you.
Frank, you got a winner out of all of us?
I'm actually gonna go with Brian because he brought the
Nice.
props, threw a little shade, and I appreciated that. But it was all great. It was all great.
That's
Thank
fair.
you.
That is fair. All right, let's go and shift gears here to our next match, and it's not a title match, but it's definitely going to be a good one, and that is between Mr. Chris Jericho and Brittany Young. A super, super cool match. We've seen each of them only once this year. Brittany was very early on during a live taping, actually, not live taping, a studio taping, excuse me. And then obviously Jericho Smith was recently here in the last couple weeks or months. And so I'm going to shoot this to Jill first. Chris Jericho, Brittany Young. We have, I believe Brittany Young is for the Burning Droogs, I want to say.
Dungeon.
No, she's in the dungeon.
Dungeon. And then Jericho's for the Rockstars, obviously. And so we get Kaiser and Roxy in this one as well. Jill, thoughts?
For me, I'm gonna go Brittany Young on this one. I think she is kind of more familiar with the Schmoedown right now. Yes, I will say Jericho really impressed me with his Kevin Smith match. I was honestly stunned with how well he did. The dungeon needs points, badly. They obviously have no chance of winning the faction tournament, But I want to give some points to the dungeon. I want to give some points to my babies over at the dungeon. And I really loved Brittany. I think she was so fun to watch when she competed. And I'm really glad that she's back, especially in an environment like Spectacular. Very curious to see how she's going to do digitally, because Jericho already has the advantage in that. His one match that he's ever played has been digital. I will give the edge to Brittany because I think she might be more movie knowledge rounded than Jericho is. But I think this is going to be one of the more fun matches of Spectacular.
Oh, there you go.
Hi, Adam. Hi, Adam.
Please. See, he's polite about it too. Yeah.
One last win, please.
Frank, what about you?
Yeah, one last win for the dungeon, as long as it's not a TKO or a KO, because that would give them more points than the usual suspects. And if we're doing drafts, placement, that would take them out of the first pick, or second pick rather.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want the W, but maybe not so much that it takes you out of the second overall pick. I do think this will be one of the more fun matches, if not possibly the funnest match, just because really not a whole lot at stake here in terms of titles, right? I think Brittany Young probably does. I don't.
We lost Frank.
That Brittany Young probably has more of a dream mind and a little bit more on movies.
There we go. Wait, hold on. Oh, you're back.
Yeah.
Am I back?
It's not a Frankie Janisch show unless there's some kind of technical difficulty.
This is the code to try and get back the
is that your Wi-Fi password?
What was I saying? That I think Brittany Young, I don't know this to be true, but it feels like Brittany Young has more of a trivia mind and movie knowledge than Jericho. I don't have anything really to base that off of, even if it's just one match from each of them. I mean, Brittany Young did play in that celebrity match a while ago with Clark Wolf and Brian Chandler and all that.
The glow match, yeah.
Yeah. So I think Brittany's probably more in that mode than Jericho, but I still think this can be a really fun match to watch. I'm looking forward to the banter. And Kaiser and Roxy, we're going to see them go at it at Spectacular. That's going to be a lot of fun. So I really don't have too much of a vested interest in this, but yeah, I do think Brittany's going to win. So yeah.
We need some of those fun matches thrown into the mix, So,
they're going to be four crazies, 4 intense for end of the year belts. You have to have these in there, which makes sense why Jericho and Smith are involved. So Molly, what about you?
I'm so excited to see these two play again. Jericho was hilarious and surprising to watch. He did surprisingly well. I was hoping he would do well, and he did pretty well. And so I don't know. I kind of wonder if he is trying to brush up on his trivia. If Roxy's been doing anything to kind of train him and get him prepared for another match. I kind of want to see him win.
So he's 2-0.
Yeah, but yeah.
No, it would make sense. It would make sense with rest. Yeah, he'd be
1-1.
Yeah,
right, because he lost.
Yeah, but I mean, he's a winner in wrestling, so to get him a W, and not that they're doing it on purpose, but for him to get a W would make sense. The one thing that nobody may watch this show outside of me, but it's kind of a wrestler versus wrestler situation. She plays a wrestler on television.
And then AEW.
Yeah, and he's like one of the greatest wrestlers to ever live. And so what Brian had said in the chat about the promo is going to be incredible. What everyone has said about the banter back and forth between the two of them is going to be awesome.
Jericho can cut a mean promo.
But so can Brittany. She is great on that show as the wrestler, and she has the experience, even if it is scripted and stuff like that. She knows exactly what's supposed to be said and how to do it. So it's going to be a lot of fun, that's for sure. I think that Brittany will probably...
AEW isn't scripted at all. No, not.
Well, okay, that's true. That is very true. But probably, I would probably say less scripted than an actual television show.
Yeah, fair.
So, but, I mean, I don't know. I don't watch wrestling, so I don't know. I'm going to give this slight edge to Brittany because she did impress me earlier this year. She played Jader, and she started off really, really strong and then kind of fell off towards the end. And she really did impress me early on in that match. And then Jader ended up taking the W. But like Molly said, Jericho, he impressed the hell out of me too. He had some great pulls in that match against Kevin Smith that I was not expecting.
I don't think he was expecting either.
That's very possible too.
There were some questions he was like, "What?" Okay.
That is very possible, but yeah, I think it's a great matchup. As we've mentioned multiple times already, we have 4 belts on the line, and to have this kind of match placed in there somewhere to give a little bit of a break and also have a little fun, being that it is the last big event of the year for the league, it works out perfectly, and I'm super excited. So yeah, I'm pumped to see this one. Brian, what about you?
Yeah, you took what I was going to say about the fact that they both are wrestlers, and I mean, one playing one actually is one. So that should be funny in of itself, and then throw in Kaiser with Roxy, and you know that the banter is just gonna fly. My curiosity is, I'm sure Roxy is definitely like going through like the rules. This is what you do, how you do this, that whole thing. I'm wondering if Kaiser is doing that with Brittany. I would hope so. I hope someone would be helping her, because I mean, she hasn't played since what?
It was like April or something. Yeah.
April. So I mean, that's a while, and she's an actress, so she's working. But I would hope they've got a little bit of refresher going. Jericho reminds me of Snyder in the sense, not comparing, but in the sense of like, he watches a movie and remembers it like doesn't study type thing. It's like
he's a visual learner almost.
Yeah, like it's not like he's going. He doesn't strike me as someone that is going to go back and rewatch movies and stuff like that, where it's like, I watched a movie, I remembered it. Maybe I've watched it more than once and kind of like stuck to me that way. So I'm curious to see how that plays out. But yeah, I think I'm going to go slight edge to Brittany on this one, because go ahead.
No, and the other thing I want to see is Kaiser go at Jericho and Jericho go at Kaiser.
Oh my god!
I would think about it.
Yes, please.
Oh
my god, yes.
It's going to happen for sure. It's 100%.
It's
got to.
So. Kaiser and Jericho doing it. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I would love, just like as a joke, since it's not really mattering with these two teams, just to leave the managers in the whole time just to hear them talk.
Just to hear them talk shit.
Can you imagine like the mumbles and stuff that Kaiser would give to Jericho and the just yelling at each? I'm sure we're gonna get it, but oh god. This one's going to be a hot mess, and I can't wait for it.
Well, it's interesting too, because Brittany she plays a Jericho style character on the show Glow, where she's very much like that. But in person, from what I've seen anyway, she's very fun. She's very lighthearted. She's kind of the oddball when it comes to these three, because you have someone like Roxy, Jericho, and then Kaiser. I wonder what she's going to be like in this situation with the three of them all on screen at once.
She's gonna try and make everyone get along.
Yeah.
Well, this is one of those matches that, you know, like we said, it's definitely going to be entertaining no matter what. And it's great for the Schmoedown in general. It's going to bring in new fans to watch, and that's always exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have one more, or we actually had 2 Streamlabs, but I'm going to pinker in one here right here in between this next match.
Tinker in? Is that an actual word?
Tinker
It's a
in?
weird word.
Tinker in? Tinker in?
Oh, I heard pinker.
I heard pinker.
Oh, you heard pinker?
I'm like,
Yeah.
tinker in.
Oh, I said
I was
tinker.
Oh, all
We
right.
all heard tinker.
So this comes from D-Train, and his donation says, "Hey guys, what do you think is the biggest upset of the season? Ace Cabrera beating Laura Kelly, Liz Shannon Miller beating Chance Ellison, Perry beating Kalinowski, or the New York Giants beating the Seattle Seahawks with a backup quarterback?"
Well,
I mean,
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know.
McCoy beating
sports.
Russell Wilson.
You're about to see Kylie go absolutely ape shit.
I don't know sports, but out of those, I would definitely say Perry Kalinowski for me was the biggest upset
It's a good call.
for me, because Perry hadn't played in how long? Kalinowski was a former Inner Geekdom champion, but he can play singles like no other. So him getting knocked out in the first round of the tournament for me was incredibly shocking.
I'll second that. Out of those three, I'd probably say Perry over Kalinowski too, especially because it was the first round.
I would say Ace Laura if Ace didn't win the whole tournament.
That's good too. Yeah.
If Ace didn't win the whole tournament, then I would say Ace Laura.
I'm gonna go
at the time. That one was the one that like made my jaw drop.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too.
But
all on one question by 1 year.
That's why I'm going with that one. I'm going with Ace and Laura just because it was literally, exactly.
That's true.
What Bador said.
Is true.
It literally had to be a perfect game to beat her. And it came down to knowing a simple sheet, like you said, 10 or 9. And how many people had Laura winning the whole thing?
Me.
I know I did.
Sean.
Yeah. Sorry, Molly. Molly didn't even win the whole thing.
Hey, Molly, I picked Laura, and Laura
let me
Sean
just do
in the first round.
Get out of here.
I just picked Laura, and Laura played Sean in round 1. So
I mean, to be honest, I was rooting for Laura too. So.
But we did get tunned out of everything, so it's all okay.
Frank, what about you?
This is a hard question. Hello, I'm here.
Yes,
You're good. You're good.
Sorry. My mind goes to Laura Ace or Collins and Roca because he TKO'd Roca, who's one of the best players we've had in the game, but my mind keeps going back to that Laura Ace one. Even though he did win the tournament, I really don't take that into account because I look at like just that match and I was like, okay, he beat Ken, and I figured, okay.
I had him beating Ken.
Yeah, I mean, like I could see that one, even though I think I had Ken beating Ace at the time. I think actually I picked against Ace the entire tournament.
So did we.
Really?
I did.
Yeah. And so, but Laura was the one that I thought could make it to the final, and possibly win because I wanted to see that possible rematch.
Yeah.
But I think I will go Laura Ace. I think that one's going to be the one. But man, that's a tough category.
Especially with the year of it's literally been the season of the upset, so it's so
because
hard.
When you look at Liz and Bibbs, I mean, like that one, it's like.
Hey, Ken. We love you, Ken.
Oh boy, this is just fantastic.
I love that we have Frank on here. I feel like everyone's just waiting in the
They wake up from a deep sleep. They're like, Frank's on the show.
Frank's here.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't even get this on my own show.
Our guests lurk in the shadows until an opportune moment.
Coy Jandrew always lurks in the chat, just waiting for Molly to say some shit, and then he pops up and he's like, "What?"
Always.
All right, yeah, that's gonna be a fun award. That's gonna be a fun award to see at the end of the year.
I think that's gonna be the toughest.
It's definitely going to be one of them that's going to be down to the wire on picks. Yeah. So, but let's go ahead and shift to our next match here, and that is one of the most recent additions as of last week, and that is the team's title match between Shazam and the Odd Couple. We have William the Beast Bibiani and Brendan the Kid Meyer versus up against, and Draco and Snyder, who I know for myself I did not expect to be there, but they played an incredible tournament.
This guy did.
Yeah, and I know that
the whole damn thing.
I know that Frank's been saying it as far as Snyder and stuff, but he proved himself to me the way he's been playing. He's incredible. American Draco has been playing incredible. This makes it hard because Shazam is my favorite team. It's going to be tough to go up against them. So Frank, I'll shoot it to you first on this one. What do you think of this team's title match?
This one's going to be really crazy. I think it's going to be another final exam Odd Couple match, like that tight. Another deception Odd Couple match, that tight. I look at Shazam's numbers, like they're in the 90s in accuracy rate. Like they just don't miss a whole lot. They miss 1 or 2 questions of the entire match. It's gonna be a little different with a 5-rounder, but they have experience with that from last year's spectacular match, where they did get TKO. They got some pretty tough questions there at the end. Odd Couple is such a well-experienced team, something Shazam has never really dealt with before. Sure, Founding Fathers to an extent, but Odd Couple has actually won a title. Now they've won the tournament, and they've done it at such a high rate. They're playing better than they ever have, even when they won the belts off of Shirewolf. So that's a scary thing to look at if you're Shazam. But Shazam has never dipped below the quality that they've been playing. Very rarely do they kind of seep into the mid 80s, if you will, which is crazy. That's where their level of play is at. And Odd Couple has really risen up to meet that type of level of play that's needed to win titles in the teams division. So that's what I think is going to make a really incredible match. And then obviously there's the Bibiani Snyder factor. That's going to be interesting to watch. And then you have Jericho and Brendan Meyer. They faced off in the singles tournament, and we know how that went. So there's a lot of different dynamics and I think emotions and feelings going on there. And Koi is someone that easily to root for. Roxy has kind of taken over this bad guy persona in the league. And so you have all these different dynamics on top of the great trivia minds in the match. The numbers seem to have favored team play more when you look at it like of what they've done and how you could somehow project what a team would do. The stats really are never for projecting who's going to win a match. It's always to look back on and see what they did. But Shazam, if they continue to keep doing what they've done, I feel like they could get the win. It's going to be a tight one, but I feel like they could come out with the W here in maybe another all-time classic match.
Molly?
I am so nervous to watch this match. And I hope Brendan maybe has a heart monitor on or something. I need him to be okay for this match. Before the team tournament, I would have said Shazam probably could beat Odd Couple, but seeing them play so well, I don't know. I really couldn't tell you who I think is going to win out of the two of them. I think it's going to be an insane match. Probably, the Star Wars match is probably going to be pretty good, but someone in the chat said that this has potential for match of the night or match of the spectacular. Yeah. I think that is right on the money.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. The thing and I think someone had said it in the chat, but the only thing that pushes me towards Shazam a little bit more is the way that Odd Couple played in the speed round this last week.
Yeah.
Stop stealing my shit right before I go. This is like the third one.
And Draco specifically in that speed round was just like, boom.
Yeah. And Snyder, he struggled. He passed on two and he struggled. And that's clearly something that they need to work on because if I remember correctly, Shazam crushed the speed round. Yeah. They did really, really well in that title match. I'm sure they missed like one or two, which I'm sure everybody does. But it was more so of them guessing the wrong answer than it was actually answering the question. And you need to be able to do that in this situation. If you struggle in the speed round in this match, it's going to bite you in the ass. It's really going to bite you in the ass. And that's kind of what the match is hindering on right now for me. I know we always talk about the wheel, but I feel like this match specifically is more so towards that speed round because how I saw Odd Couple play this last week. If they fix that, then it leans a little bit towards something else. But for me, I'm giving them the edge to Shazam. One, because I want to see them retain. I like Bibbs and Brendan a lot. I want to see them retain that belt and be considered a true champion because they defend the belt. But I also think that they have the slight edge right now because of the speed round. Brian?
Well, like I was gonna say, the thing that this match to me is like dead even. Like I still have yet to pick who I think is gonna win. I literally will start to lean one way and then completely shift back to the other one. Jake said exactly what I was thinking. Snyder needs to be a little bit more on point in that speed round, like whether it's passing or like answer, just whatever. It just needs to be a little bit tightened up because to me, their game last week, that was the only slip in that whole entire thing. And when you're playing someone like Shazam and the way they work together and how they can kill a speed round, if they land on something that they like and know, like they are very, very good. I mean, we saw how they played against corruption. I mean, that was amazing. But yeah, for me, the thing that's most interesting is going to be the speed round. I think that's it. If we have a stumble like we did last week, that could be a major factor, in my opinion, at least.
I will say, I think in matches like this, I think it's more the betting round that's going to be a significant factor. I think what you're saying about the speed round is correct, but I also think having gone through that odd couple, Jeff and Draco, I think they're going to look at that and learn a lot from that and not repeat the same mistakes.
Yeah.
So maybe Draco will hold off on answering their movie release date. You know, I think Jeff actually played tactfully pretty well. He was like, I don't know, let me pass. And he went 3 out of. He answered 3 out of 5. Wasn't penalized for the other 2. He didn't answer, so he didn't lose any points. You don't want to lose points, you know. As long as you can keep getting points, then I think you're doing a good thing there.
Robot thing.
Wait.
Traditionally,
someone needs to plug in his batteries.
Yep, there we go. You're back.
Someone called you a computer earlier, and it just seems to be more and more real.
I need to go back to the lab and recharge. I think whoever can be more aggressive in the speed or in the betting round, I think that will give whoever an edge going into the speed round and maybe make them a little more relaxed, and maybe there's some cushion there because both teams have proven they can go perfect in the first round and the second round. So, I mean, we could be looking at with 18 plus another 12. So you can be looking at 30 points, 30-30 going into the betting round.
That's true.
That is an actual real possibility, you know?
I think they will be tied going into the break.
So, and to go off of that, is there a possibility that they could break the 100-point mark between the two of them?
I was going to say that was one of the things. Yeah.
Damn it.
That was going to be one of the things
now.
I was going to say.
Yeah, I mean, if Final Exam and Odd Couple could get close, there's no reason why Shazam and Odd Couple couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I have high hopes for that because, like, I think what we saw from Odd Couple Final Exam is kind of just, you know, one of those things. But I do think Shazam and Odd Couple could certainly get really close to that. If not, actually do it.
Jill?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think this match has the potential to be 100-point breaker, breaking the 5 rounds tournament, like team tournament points record. I think this match can easily do that with the 2 teams that we have going up against each other. The Odd Couple has been killing it. I agree with what everyone said here. I think this is the best they've ever played, even more so than they did when they won the belts to begin with, or when they won it. And but Shazam is them together. Brendan and Bibbs as a team have like this magic about them, and they really play off each other very, very well. It's this one. I agree with everyone. I think this could potentially be the match of the night. It's going to be one of those. It could easily go into overtime. It could easily be a tie game up until the speed round, even after that, easily, because both these teams' trivia knowledge is just so on point, and they're all so well rounded. They've all been in a championship match before, so it's nothing new to them. So no one's going into new territory here. I agree with Brian. It's hard for me to even really pick who can take this. Had you asked me maybe a couple weeks ago, like mid-tournament, I would say 100% Shazam. Yeah. But after what we saw with Odd Couple and Final Exam, they won the 5-round team's point record. So it's which is bloody impressive. So it's gonna be a fight. That's for damn sure. It's gonna be a fight. And for me, I think the biggest factor in this one is how Bibiani is going to react to Snyder's antics. I think that could play in a bit, although on the flip side of that, we have seen how Shazam reacted to Ben Bateman's kind of mental mind games, and look how that ended up for Riley and Bateman. So
I think
it's going to be an interesting
another interesting note here, I saw someone put it up in the chat, is that if Jeff wins, he'll be a 3 times
That's insane.
teams champion. And if that happens, I think there's going to be a serious conversation when you say Dan Murrell, the greatest of all time. I think you're going to say Dan Murrell, the greatest singles player of all time, because I think
that's very
I
possible.
agree.
Yeah.
Jeff doing what he's done in teams is almost as equal to what Dan has done in singles. And yes, Murrell has had championships in both divisions.
This too.
Unlike Jeff. Yes, exactly. 10 wins. And the other, I mean, Jeff right now is 18-6 lifetime in teams. And Murrell is 17-6 in singles. So like those records are very close to one another. Dan Murrell's a 4-time singles champion. Jeff could possibly be then a 3 times teams champion. So the parallels are there in terms of what they've done in each division.
Mm-hmm.
I think Snyder's definitely. I put this out. I tweeted this out. I was like, Jeff Snyder's on Mount Rushmore right now.
100%. And the fact that he's not talked about it being on it more than
I think it's gonna have to. You can't ignore even if they lose this next Saturday, he's still on Mount Rushmore for me. Just what he's done, and yes, there's longevity that plays into it, but that's how you become the greatest of all time, because you play a long time and you play at a high level and you do all this stuff just like Dan has done. Mm-hmm. And the same can be said for Jeff. I just think that if Jeff becomes a 3-time teams player, then it's Dan's the greatest singles player of all time, Snyder's the greatest teams player of all time, and then you can have your debates about inner geekdom. So it's going to be, there's a lot on the line for various reasons for this match.
I do like the idea of the betting round being like the hinge point of this match, because the last time we saw that happen was between Murrell and Bateman, when Murrell missed the betting round and Bateman got it, and that match turned, and then it turned again. It could create some craziness in this match. But Frank, do you know the answer to this question? I don't know the answer to this question. Is he undefeated in championship matches?
Well, he had to lose it to become a 2-time.
So maybe to win the belt when he goes in as maybe the underdog, or
going in to play it.
Yeah,
I think that would be right, because he's only had to do that. No. Well, because when they played Above the Line, the Iron Man match, Spectacular, they didn't win that one. So he's won it. He's lost it once, trying to get it back.
So he's got a winning record going into these matches, though, which is pretty.
But I will say, I have a huge asterisk next to that Team Iron Man match. I had a problem with it when it was going to happen. I have a problem with it today. It's such a it's an aggravating way to cap off a 3-match little tournament between Above the Line and Patriots, because it was a completely different format that totally favored Above the Line, like ridiculously. It was like a 30-minute death march for Patriots. Like they were never going to win that match. I don't want to get too far down that road, because
it's all good.
Frank Janisch ran 3, 2, and 1.
I'll break that up. We have a couple streamlabs that have come in, and these are all.
Hold on 1 second. I will say to what Jill said that way. I will say to what Jill said about Snyder going after Bibbs. I don't think Andrejko's going to let him do that, because Andrejko wants to beat Bibbs.
It's fair.
So I think he's going to.
They've played against each other.
Yeah, I could see Jericho just having this fire, like I'm going to beat Bibbs.
I want to beat him in trivia, not in mind games.
Yeah. So, and look at what every single time someone comes after Bibbs, he's won.
That's fair.
They kind of get like a laser focus to prove something, and I don't think a Snyder might do it like right in the beginning, but then turn it off.
And
like
that's also what we've been seeing from Snyder in this tournament. He'll do like a jab or two in round 1, and then it's just dead focused Snyder. Yeah.
Okay, a couple more comments here, and these are just straight comments. I want to get through 3 of these. This one's from Will Watson. Thank you, Will, for the donation.
I will.
Just rolling through to say what's up to POV fam and West Coast Frank. You all rock and can't wait for spectacular. Also, who knows? Frankie numbers could be transformed next season. And then Billy comes in. He says, "This is just because I love my View Crew fam and to say that Frank's the man." And Reefton has come in as well and said, "No question. Just wanted to say you people are so awesome and great. Everyone in the chat included. Love you all so much. Hashtag draft Jake. Hashtag Das Boot Brian. Hashtag chill Jill the best. Hashtag Moth Molly. Alex is going to win and stay the Star Wars champ forever. Don't at me, please."
Wow, that's a great message.
We love you.
Reefton coming in hot. Reefton coming in hot. Thank you guys for all the donations. Again, if you guys have questions about these matches, hit that Streamlabs link. You can see it above. It's in the description. I'm sure Rachel has thrown in the chat a couple times as well. But for now, let's move on to possibly the match that we're all dreading the most, and that is the Inner Geekdom Championship.
Wow, I didn't know you guys are all big Chandru fans here.
Chandru Dandapani versus the Cobra Chance Ellison. We have swag, we have corruption. So yeah, this is Chandru's chance to defend the belt. He took it from Kevin Smets earlier this year, and Chance came in, won the IG tournament, which nobody predicted. No one predicted him to make it that far, even beating Mike Kalinowski to be here. Molly, I'll start with you on this one. The IG Championship, Chandru versus Chance. What do you think?
Damn right.
That's all I have to say.
Damn right.
I'm gonna start doing this for my future matches. Whatever he's doing to study, to be so super zen, like it is working, and corruption as a whole has been freaking killing it. I gotta go with Chance on this one. I think it'll be close, but I think he really, really wants to take that belt from Chandru.
Yeah, I do think that he has this drive to take it and prove himself. They lost the team belt. He's gotten so close before in other situations. In IG, nobody was expecting him to be here. No one was expecting him to be here. And maybe Chance has really found this groove in this division to do something. But I do think that Chandru might have the upper hand on him a little bit. I do think that Chandru might come in and overpower him a little bit. And look, I don't like to admit it, but Chandru looked incredible that last match.
I don't want to talk about it.
Outside of the antics, answering the questions, he looked really, really good. When it comes down to the trivia, he is someone to be really feared. Breaks can play into things. Chance could be studying his ass off, especially because they lost the team's belt. All of his focus goes straight to this. Mm-hmm. And so that could play in his favor big time. And we've seen Chance in big situations before. He has really proved himself. He proved himself this year to be the A player on that team. He is the guy that everyone kind of looks at now. Can he do the same in this league? I don't know. For me, it's going to be the most probably the most like intense match, because it's going to come off very much that these guys don't like each other. We have Shannon and Winston. Obviously, we know their history together. And so it's going to be the most like heated match out of all of them. But I do think that I'm going to give the slight edge to Chandru on this one. Brian?
Interesting. I have a feeling that Chance and Corruption are grinding the studying for Chance. I part of me almost sees Shannon wanting this win more than Chance does. Yeah, Chance, when he gets in a rhythm, he strikes. Chandru is a master game player. I will say that. He is like just the way sometimes he plays it just reminds me of, and this could be because I just watched the Queen's Gambit, but like a chess match where it's just like,
that show's so great, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
It's so good.
I'm so fascinated by chess, and I have no effing idea what's going on.
I haven't watched it.
But the way he plays, it is like he's making sure he beats you mentally down, not just answering the questions. And if he has to fluster you to get there, he'll do it. So as long as Chance and I've got the fact that their name is Chance and Chandru, and I haven't every time I've almost slipped up. If Chance can just lock in and tune Chandru out, that's going to be huge for him, I think, in my opinion, because part of Chandru's game is he toys with you, he mentally frustrates you, and you maybe might slip up somewhere. If he can just lock him out and just answer the questions, that's an advantage to Chance. It is 5 rounds. That's a lot of time. But yeah, I'm going to wishfully go for Chance on this one.
Jill.
Yes, Jake.
Come on.
Your thoughts?
My thoughts.
Oh God! And look at how low that wine glass is.
She's been chugging it, just getting ready for this question.
I've been mentally preparing myself. I'm going to shock everybody, and I will agree with Brian and say that Chandru is a master game player when it comes to Inner Geekdom. He, in my opinion, he kind of has the trivia knowledge and mind gameplay of a Bateman and a Snyder. He has both of them on lock. Is that going to phase Chance? No way in hell. His team partner is Mike Kalinowski, who is literally the king of clapbacks and defending against those kind of players, and who's also a great Inner Geekdom player, a former champion, and Chance has that in his corner. He has strong competitors in his corner and we all know the kind of training that all of Corruption goes through. We all know it. Shannon has talked about it multiple times. We have seen a video of them in their little Zoom chats doing their group study sessions together with their champagne in hand. Like, they are grilling Chance 24/7 prepping up for this match. And I wouldn't be surprised if Chandru is going in this with the mindset of, I can win this. So maybe he's going a little bit lax on it. He has the belt now, so it's not that he's focusing on winning the belt, which I think is kind of a bigger focus. But man, I want Chance to get that belt back for Kevin Smets, man. We need to get that belt back. We need some redemption here. So yeah, let's go Chance.
Frank.
Chandru is going to win.
Frank, I thought we were friends.
But here's why, and the only reason I'm okay with him winning is because Chandru is going to have this one defense, and then maybe like 2 other ones, and then Kevin comes back, and then he wins it back.
Okay.
Fedora is speaking your language. She just commented this.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Maybe I will allow that.
Yeah. But
in the meantime, I will not allow that.
Sure.
I want that belt out of his hands as soon as possible.
All that aside, I think the preparation that Chandru did to get ready for Kevin Smets is what is going to propel him to beat Chance. Because I think Chandru took that opportunity as serious as you could, and it worked. It paid off, and he got the results, right? Can't deny that. He is a scary, dangerous player in Inner Geekdom. I'm not talking to you, Siri.
I was like, is that Kevin? Is that Kevin coming here going to
yeah. Chance, though, you're right. He has Kalinowski in his corner. Has a great faction in his corner. I don't know that he's able to get to the level that Chandru is at in the amount of time that he's been working with Inner Geekdom on a serious level. I think if this was like Chance a year from now, or if Chance had been doing this for a couple of years, I think Chance would have a real good shot at beating Chandru. I do think. I don't even know if this is going to get to the Chandru's going to have to answer a 5-pointer. He might win on the 3 like he did against Kev. I think Chandru that good. I know. I think he's
Frankie.
really that good. And I'll tell you this, in the lead up to Chandru and Smet's match, Kevin was very aware of how good Chandru was going to be.
Mhm.
Very aware.
Yep.
Very concerned with it to an extent. Kevin was still confident, but he was like very, very concerned with and very aware. And I still believe that to be true. I wish all the best for Chance. I wish all the best for Chance. I would love to see him win it. It would be a great story for his Inner Geekdom tournament to end with the title and bring it back to corruption. That'd be a really cool story. But I don't know. We're gonna have a lot of really cool story endings this year. It is 2020 after all. So
I'm
gonna be fun.
I'm just gonna keep finishing. I'm just gonna.
Sean, more wine.
He's on the Pajukin right now. We can't get any more wine.
Thank you, Bador. Yes, like this video if you've not liked this video already. Thank you. Hit that Streamlab link if you have not already. Ask some questions about these matches. As for the next one we're getting into here, it is another fun one. It is another exciting one, and it is headlining Mr. Kevin Smith, but he is going up against Brett the Sniper Sheridan. Look, as much as we think this might be like a landslide victory, I don't know about that one. I really don't know about this one because, Brett's had a lot of months to study and watch a lot more movies, especially with COVID. Who knows what he's been doing? But it could definitely just be a fun match between the two of them. Kevin Smith could end up rolling. I don't know. But who knows? So who did I start with last time? I started with Molly last time, so that means it's me. Okay, so Kevin Smith to me is someone who, if he learns the way that the game is played, and he be kind of, and he may never have this time, but if he really understands the way that what the Schmoedown is and ins and out, more so than he did last time, and if Coy has kind of been hammering him a little bit on it since then, I do think he can be really, really good in this league. I think he can be really good in this league. And I do think that Brett Sheridan is probably not the person I imagine him to be up against in his second match. I will say that, but because they both are 1-0, it does make sense. But I will say that Brett did surprise me a little bit in his first match. He didn't get all of the questions, obviously, but if the game does play in his favor, it could be very interesting. I will give it to Kevin Smith strictly because I think he has more movie knowledge. If Coy is able to manage him a little bit more on the way the game is played and stuff like that. But I do think that this is definitely that fun aspect of the Schmoedown we're going to see on display, especially between all of these big title matches. But I'll give the edge to Kevin Smith on this one. Mr. Bryan.
I keep forgetting this match is even a thing, to be completely honest. Let's be honest. I think Kevin's gonna train roll through this, in my opinion. To be honest, the thing I'm most looking forward to is hearing Kate talk like Frank some more. That's like the thing. I'm kidding.
Tam.
Yeah.
Tam.
So I'm just
She gotta emphasize the T's. You gotta say Tom. Yeah.
But yeah.
Speaking of, he will be on C2A today, in case anyone wants.
They had to postpone.
Oh, they did. Oh,
Something.
well, he will be on it eventually.
Yes.
Oh, that makes
But
me
yeah.
sad.
I'm going with Kevin on this one.
Jill.
So on the record, because Brett is part of the den, and so is my significant other in the other room, Sean Sullivan. On the record, I will have to say that Brett Sheridan will take this off the record. However, I agree with Brian. I think he's going to be absolutely destroyed. I will say this though. I couldn't be happier with the undercard matches that we're getting for this spectacular. Not that it's Jericho and Brittany and Kevin Smith and Brett, but we're gonna have some fun ass matches that kind of ease the tension before the anxiety inducing matches, which will come afterward. So I am so stoked for these undercards, and I think this one is going to be an absolute hoot because I think Kevin and Brett Sheridan together is going to be absolute hilarity. and I cannot wait to indulge in some alcoholic beverages and have some fun with Kevin Smith and Brett Sheridan. But like I said, on the record, Brett Sheridan has this win.
Frank.
It's a good thing that this match is the one right before Dan Murrell, Adam Collins, because we're gonna need this breather. We're gonna need this.
Yes.
Yes. And we'll talk about that match, obviously. But for this match, I'm just really excited to see what Kevin Smith can do. Win or lose, I want to see just how good he is in this match, how good I think he probably could be after this match, because from everything I keep hearing is that this isn't just, a 2-game thing or a 2020 thing and then he's done. No, I think this is the start of something more legitimate as opposed to all the other celebrity matches we've seen in the past. This is something way different than that. So if you thought that this was just one of these celebrity grabs, this is not the case from everything I've been hearing and I've been seeing. This is something legitimate that Kevin Smith wants to put some time towards. And so I think we will see a good showing from Kevin Smith. What we see from Brett, will probably comparable to what he did against Bonnie Somerville, which is answer 53% of his questions.
Wasn't the final score 13-12?
That Bonnie Somerville match with Marisol was so good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Bonnie Somerville had two of the most entertaining matches between Marisol and Brett Sheridan for sure.
Yep.
But also, Kevin Smith, he answered something like 77% against Jericho.
Wow.
So if we get that Kevin Smith, will it end in a TKO? Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised at that. I also wouldn't be surprised if it actually forces Kevin Smith to answer a 3-round question, a 3rd-round question, which would be very, very interesting because I want to see him get into those questions. I want to see how he works in those situations. That's what I'm most curious about with this match.
A wild Christian Harloff has appeared, by the way,
Hi,
guys.
I also think Jake's video was awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, this one's gonna be fun. Molly, what are you thinking about Kevin Smith and Brett the Sniper Sheridan?
I pretty much think the same as what everyone else has said. I think Kevin Smith is definitely going to take the win on this one, but also, I'm really excited now that Kevin Smith has played this game and won and gotten a taste for it. I think he's the kind of person to take that and be and just be able to steamroll his way through future matches now that he's got kind of a feel for it. So I'm really excited, Frank, like you said, I'm really excited to see what he can do. And hopefully it's not a KO. Maybe a TKO.
We want this match to last as long as possible because it's going to be so much fun.
Yes. Yeah. I just want it to be entertaining. I mean, I know it will be, but it always sucks when they go by too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Will Kevin Smith movies be on the wheel again?
Yes.
Think yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have to imagine so.
They have to be. Unless Kevin Smith wants to be I don't need my movies on the wheel, then maybe not. But I think it's fun to have Kevin Smith movies.
I think he may want to answer his own movie questions because he may want to be I probably don't know some of these.
I think he has said that. I think he has said that on record that he probably wouldn't go 100% on his own wheel.
But as Jericho director,
Jericho did.
As the director, he could just retcon his own stuff on the spot and say,
it's very true. He can say whatever the hell he wants.
He's going to challenge every single one.
Yeah. Wrong. As of right now, I actually changed the plot point.
Yeah. And Can you imagine him having to challenge one of his answers and call PJ, is this right? And him being no. You're wrong.
No, you're wrong.
This is my movie.
I do kind of have a random sidebar, completely off topic question, but with Frank saying that we're going to see more of Kevin Smith, that he doesn't want this just to be a 1-season deal. Do you think it's possible we could see Harley Quinn Smith in the Schmoedown?
Yes.
I would love that.
Me too.
Yeah.
Please,
so.
yes.
Me too. I would love Harley Quinn in the Schmoedown. I think she would be so much fun.
Agreed.
That would be pretty cool.
I think it'd be so much fun.
I think this laugh is going to leave us with our sides hurting from laughing.
Oh my God. Yeah. We're going to, It's gonna be one of those my cheeks hurt from
Yeah.
watching.
100%.
Does anybody else think that it might be the Flirt and Flouse that shows up and not Brett?
God, I hope so.
God, I hope so.
That'd be interesting. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the main event of the night, and that is the singles championship here between Dangerous Dan Merle and the rookie, the current undefeated singles rookie, Adam Collins, who no one expected to be here at this point, taking out a number of names on his way to this title match with Dan Merle, the GOAT. So, Brian, I'm back to you. Start back to you on this one. Merle and Collins. We've seen what Collins can do this year. We obviously know who Merle is. What do you think on the singles title match?
I need a Creed style montage before this match, like full blown. And I'm like, oh man!
Did anybody see the Dan Merle promo that was put out earlier today?
No.
Oh, go find it. Oh my God,
fire?
it's so good. It's so good. Yeah.
Are we seeing more
I did
sassy
that one.
Dan?
I did that one.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Dude, it was amazing. It
Are
was
we
so
going to see
good.
more sassy Dan? Because we've been getting some sassy Dan, and I dig it.
I mean, he might be pretty pissed off at this point because he just lost the titles, or he lost the chance at the title.
Mhm.
So the team title when I'm saying that. So who knows?
Harlov's calling you out, Frankie.
What am I cutting?
Yay!
What am I cutting?
I think he said that you made the video, like you cut that. You cut that.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. I was like, what did I say now?
I'm
Oh God damn it! What did I say?
What did I do now? I'm excited to watch that when we're done. I want to see some.
Oh, it's so good.
Right.
It's so good.
Sweet.
It's so good.
Yeah, that was
Anyway,
a lot of
Brian,
fun
thoughts?
together.
This match is going to be insane. I am so give me the Eric promo. I will probably be watching that for until the next season. But this, oh God, I just visually like see this being like one of those like all-time great matches. And I literally, it's just, I feel like it's going to be just punch for punch the whole entire way through. And I could be wrong, but like, that's how I'm seeing this. I cannot remember a match that I've been this excited for, except for this one. This, like, there's like a level of excitement I get like when my favorites, are playing. And then there's this. And it's just like this match, you have Dan who, I mean, he's called the GOAT for a reason. And then you have Adam where it's just like, what is going on? This guy is just like knocking people out of the way like it's easy, like it's not even a thing. And it's just like, oh my God. I have a feeling this is going to be the first of, I don't want to say many, but a couple matches that we could see between these two. And I cannot wait for this one. This is going to be good.
Jill?
I think this is the match I'm the most excited for
I would
Spectacular.
Yeah.
This is my most anticipated match. And I think the two nicknames for these competitors is kind of poetic. It's the Coyote, he's hungry, and the GOAT has to defend himself.
There's a lot of goat coyote meat
Yeah.
going on right
It's
now.
It's the Animal Crossing of all Schmoedown matches.
And I think for me, I'm just as conflicted in this one as of like logically as to who could take this, because like we haven't really seen Adam Collins falter really at all in his entire run.
Not in singles.
Not in singles. We haven't seen him falter at all. And I will say right now, I do want that belt to go to New Blood. I want Collins to take this belt. I want to see someone new carry that belt. To have a rookie carry the singles belt in his first season, yes, please. But we have seen, like we've said, Dan Merle is the GOAT for a reason. We have seen Dan come back from a 6-point deficit to retain. it's insanity how good Dan Murrell is. And that is the reason why I am so goddamn excited for this match. Because it's a complete coin toss as to what can happen. It can be someone has a rough speed round, someone bets wrong, someone comes back from being behind. We can have perfect round 1s and round 2s because they're both easily capable of having perfect scores, perfect matches up until really round 5 even. It's I cannot tell you how excited I am for this match and also how anxious I am for this match. This is definitely going to be one of these matches where I am standing up out of my chair, pacing back and forth with a wine glass in my hand, going, "Oh my god!"
Hopefully it's full. Hopefully it's full.
Yeah, hopefully it's has a little more in it than it does right now. By that point,
but I will say I love Dan Murrell. He 100% deserves the title of greatest of all time, but I want some new blood to hold that belt, and I think Adam Collins can 100% do it.
Frank.
I hope this match is the Ben Bateman Paul Yama match I thought we were gonna get last year. I hope that this is gonna fulfill those expectations. All indications point toward it's going to be some sort of classic match because that's all that Dan has been competing in this year in singles, starting back with the triple threat in New York. That one was a crazy finish. Then the point deficits he had to overcome to beat Bateman both times, the sudden death match with Ethan Irwin. I mean, these have all been at some point or another whispered for match of the year, right? I would like to think that this match could do it, but this could end up a TKO in either direction, or it could go 80 questions deep into sudden death. I don't know. All I do know is that there's only been one player to win 7 singles matches in a row, and that's for a good reason, because it's really, really hard to do, let alone 6 wins in a row. Only a few people have done that. So for Adam to even be in that category right now, and then try and become the second player to ever win 7 matches in a row and be the first to do it to start a career in general, that's a real tall order, and you are really tempting fate the more and more you win like this. Dan, likewise, has been tempting fate, going down 5 and 6 points. So, and then still being able to come out the winner. God, this match is just too close to call. It really is. Mm-hmm. The only thing I can really lean on is experience, and that's in Dan Murrell's favor. Adam Collins is in his 6 matches has only missed 5 questions.
That's insane.
Yeah. And here's the other thing that's very interesting to me. In Adam Collins' last team match, he missed a 3-pointer. In Dan Murrell's last team match, he missed a 3-pointer. Mm-hmm. So these guys could possibly miss a 2 or 3 or a 5, and we shouldn't be too surprised at it because they are human. I know everyone keeps talking about how Adam Collins is like invincible and stuff. I mean, he looks like he is, but he really isn't. He's just really good. I don't know, but this one could really age me a lot.
Are we Frankie? Are we both going to be pacing this match? We're going to lose we're going to lose some calories with this match, pacing back and forth. Right.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm taking Dan, but I don't feel too hot about it. But I don't even know what else to say. I mean,
and just to highlight Tim's comment real quick, Dan is attempting for the first time ever to pull off the 3 defenses in a row, which has never been done. Yep. And that would be big. Obviously, we obviously know his accolades, but that would be a big accolade to get, being that nobody's ever gotten it before. Molly, Murrell, Collins, who are you taking?
This one's gonna be a banger, guys.
It's a banger.
I can feel it in my bones. I mean, no question. This one's gonna slap.
Molly out here with her hip lingo.
All right.
Check me out on my TikTok.
Your TikTok on your TikTok.
I don't know how to use TikTok. This match is going to be insane. I think Collins certainly has the ability to win this match. I wonder if he will have some nerves going into this. I mean, he's looked so calm and put together in all of his matches. You shush, Reefcon.
Mod status.
As I wag my finger. Now I lost my train of thought. But
we've done.
No, I wonder if Adam Collins suffers from any hiccups in this game due to nerves, honestly, because he's like done so well so far. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people in the chat say like he's got to slip up soon.
Yeah,
Competitors have been saying that. Everyone like he's got to slip up soon, and he hasn't.
Yeah, and
you know.
Yeah, and this is another one, kind of like the teams tournament or the teams match in Spectacular. Like, it almost doesn't matter what they spin. Like, if they get opponent's choice, I don't know that really matters to these kinds of players.
It's like a Star Wars.
Well, I don't think it's going to be in this match, actually.
Yeah, I don't think. I think it's just a match where you put stuff on the wheel without spinners.
But I think what Molly's saying it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
If they don't get their strength, they'll probably still.
Have we even figured out
everything.
What Adam's strength is yet? Like
no.
Everything.
Movies.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Remembering things is his strength.
Yes.
just movie trivia in general.
Yeah.
I'm everyone's super excited to see this match. I feel like if Adam wins, Dan, I see him being really happy for him and really humble about it. I don't see him getting super upset, and that's always nice to see. It's like if we get new blood winning this belt, it'll be a good time. Like, I don't think anyone will get too upset over it.
It'll be a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a crazy match. It's weird because I know that when Ben and Dan played earlier this year in Atlanta, the question was like, who would win, and it was kind of a split favor, right? A lot of people were going Bateman, a lot of people were going Merle. I look at this and I see a lot of reactions, and for the most part, I see a lot of people going with Adam. And it's weird because, and it's nothing against everyone picking Adam, but it feels weird having Dan Murrell feel like such an underdog in the match because he's Dan Murrell.
Yeah.
Like, it just feels strange. And I'm sure that there's going to be some serious poll that comes out on who's going to win and stuff like that and see the numbers or whatever. But it feels like Adam has kind of taken on that, like, if he does win, it's almost that like people's champ status where everyone loves him as a player. He's a rookie. He came into this league such a short time ago, and he kind of wins, and everyone is behind him because we know that when Bateman had the title, not everybody was behind him. Dan Murrell is very close to that, but there still are those people that aren't fans of Dan because he's part of the FinSock Exchange or whatever it may be. Partnering with Roca, I mean, just kind of the stuff that he's involved with. But it feels like everyone is on Adam's side, and it's strange because he's going up against Dan Murrell. I do think that Dan probably has the slight edge, and Frank said it best, just to experience. I feel like I got to give that edge to him slightly because of experience. But when someone goes up against Dan Murrell, I've never had an experience where I feel like someone is the closest to beating him, like the closest in knowledge, in gameplay, in strategy, just thoughts. A lot of people are saying in the chat how calm he is, that nothing really affects him. That's kind of how Dan has played throughout his career, right? He's very calm. He's very subdued. He's quiet at times. It's come out every once in a while, but their paths are very similar in the way they play. And so I'm excited because we've seen it. Adam is an undefeated singles rookie. If he does win, it'll be the first time that an undefeated rookie ever takes the title. I know we saw Paul Oyama do it, but he had a loss to his name, I believe. Frank,
no, he was undefeated. He was 6-0 for that.
Oh, yeah. He was undefeated. Okay.
Ooh, he's gonna come for you.
But to that point, when Paul won, and this is to Paul's character, then there were a lot of people against that.
Yeah,
a lot of people love Adam. Like, almost everyone loves Adam as a player,
unless you're Andrew Guy.
Unless you're Andrew
Sorry.
Guy. Yeah,
Sorry.
unless you're Andrew.
Had to throw that out.
So
I don't think
It's going to be an incredible match. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a situation where, it goes to an overtime, or it comes down to a 5-pointer, or maybe they all get their questions right, but it simply comes down to someone doing a multiple choice, or the betting round, or just something really weird that we've never seen before. Because I feel like they're all going to answer, or they're both going to answer questions that they know, and they're going to be every single one of them. And it's the headliner for a reason. So I'm super, super excited.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever gone into a match with Dan and it being so like, I don't know. It's there is usually a strong majority of Dan's gonna win this. He's the GOAT. Blah blah blah. Whereas this one, it's like, oh shit, like this could go either way. Like I can't remember the last time I've been like that with Dan. Like in singles, it's just like, holy moly, it really is going to be a knockout, drag the last person standing type of match, I feel like. And can you imagine if this went to overtime? Holy God.
It can. I think this match easily.
I don't think it will, but like, it's like the way these two play, it's like can you see any of them missing? Like it's just like insane. So
I do kind of have maybe a comment. I don't know if people I don't know if it, but like I feel like I don't know if I'm just generalizing or if I'm just thinking completely incorrectly here, but I feel like this is one of those matches where no matter what happens, people aren't going to be upset about it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Time.
Like
it's going to be one of those. That was good.
Yeah, if Adam wins, people are going to be happy. If Dan retains, people are going to be happy, and there's not going to really. I feel like there's not going to be a whole lot of real heartbreak with either way, because it's if Dan retains, he's the GOAT. It's Dan Murrell. He retains his belt. If Adam wins it, it's wow, you just crushed this tournament as a rookie and you defeated both John Roca and Dan Murrell, and that's awesome. Like, so I feel like no matter which way this kind of turns out, while yes, I'm rooting for Adam to win it, I feel like no matter which way this really goes, it's not like a real heartbreaking situation. Like, does that make like when Ben lost both times to Dan, I was personally heartbroken. Like, I was rooting for Ben.
Well, I was heartbroken in the sense that he squandered 5 and 6 point leads.
I think me too. I think for me that was also the case. Like, it was just like you had it in your grasp and you squished.
That's not going to happen this time.
Threw it on the ground. I don't think with this that's gonna happen. I think this is gonna be one of those super close, point for point, up until the final questions matches, and it's. Chat, y'all can correct me if I'm completely wrong in me saying that, but I feel like whichever way this goes, I think it's like people are just going to be thrilled about this match.
To Bedore's point, real quick, I think both of them have to play perfect either way. Yes. It's going to be that type of match.
It's going to be like a Star Wars match where you have
it's going to be they have to play perfect, and then they're just going to have to wait for the other to mess up.
It's going to be like the Ace and Laura type situation where it's like you have an opportune moment, you're going to take it. And let us not forget, Adam wasn't even drafted.
No.
This was a free agent pickup. And we were talking like this.
And something we haven't mentioned as well, this is also Bobby Gucci versus Shannon.
Oh, wonderful. Not like we've seen those at all this season.
I want to also say that what if we got to the point that this match, well, the stakes are huge already. What if Ace does beat Alex? Sorry, Molly. What if Chandru
sorry, Molly.
Chance? Now it's a tie, right? I think that would, and this could be for the faction title, let alone the singles title. I'm of the mind that I think Alex is going to seal the deal for corruption, and so we won't get to that point. But can you imagine? Like, this kid, Adam, already has enough pressure on himself.
Yeah.
Going up against the GOAT for the singles title, and to go 7-0, the first player to do it from, 7-0 start as a rookie, and deliver the title, the faction title to corruption. It would be crazy.
I know, Alex. You could have Alex pulling the most heel thing, giving Corruption the title from the nicest character in the world.
Exactly.
I gotta say, to what Frank's saying, and either way, if it comes down to the final match, or if it just the fact that it's coming down to spectacular in general, this whole faction thing has worked out brilliantly.
Oh,
and I know that
amazing.
The digital age has thrown a wrinkle into it all, but it really has worked out great because it's come down to a race and it's finishing off at the final event of the year. It's not happening a week before. It's not happening a month before. It's coming down to the final matches. Yep. And that's awesome because sometimes in sports, obviously in the big sports, that happens with end of the year events and stuff like that. But there are some sports where it can be wrapped up ahead of time, and then the rest of the season just like a free for all. So it's really cool to see that's all
a free for all.
Well, I wasn't doing that on purpose, but there's a meaning behind it all. There's all a purpose now, and it all means something no matter what is happening in these matches. So it's really, really cool.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's decided off first, second match, like the fact that you're still going into it going, oh crap. I mean, what more can you want? We could easily be weeks ago being like, all right, well, they got it. So this kind of just is like an extra awesome thrown on top of it.
And the fact that they're all pre-recorded also means that they're not going to know ahead of time until the end who officially wins. Because if you do all this live, say Alex wins and he's the first match out of the gate, well, then Shannon will know for the rest of the day, oh my God, we won the faction race.
Yeah.
The fact that it's all pre-recorded, it's all going to be hidden until the very end, which is going to be a really cool addition as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I'm going to be all day. What Kylie just said. Fucking calories. All day Saturday.
All right, so before we wrap up, we do have 2 final Streamlabs that have come in. So Kylie comes in with a donation, and this is relating to Adam and Dan. And she says, which boxing movie or sports movie reminds you of Dan versus Adam? By the way, Giants pull off amazing upset while Raiders almost lose to Jets, who haven't won a game all season. Shame, shame. Yeah, whatever, Kylie. You know, they wins. If I'm going to go with boxing, I feel like it's got to be Rocky.
Yeah, Rocky Apollo and Rocky 1.
It's got to be Rocky, right?
I don't know sports movies, but that would be the one that I would go to just because that's the pivotal sports movie people compare big matches to.
Which Rocky, Jill?
Yep. Same.
Rocky versus the other guy. The second one. The second one?
The second one's not bad. If a certain result.
You want the first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the result Jill wants,
Kevin Smets gives me shit all the time for not seeing Rocky, so I don't need to hear it from all of you either.
So, Jill, for you picking Adam, the Rocky 2 is actually the one that you want to go with.
Then yay, I will stick with Rocky 2.
Yeah. Molly, what about you?
I am
Star Wars.
I know, I was like, The Sandlot? That's the only one I know.
Don't ask me about sports movies.
I know Remember the Titans. I like that movie.
Creed was a really good movie, but I don't remember anything about it other than it being good.
I'm pretty sure it was good. Can't remember.
I had a good time.
Brian, do you have anything other than Rocky? Or Frank, you too?
Yeah, it's Rocky 1 for me. Apollo, Rocky, where Rocky goes the distance, and while Adam Collins is not quite the underdog that Rocky was, it's going into that fight. Yeah, I think if I'm rooting for Merle, I think it's going to be could be a similar outcome. Yeah.
There you go, Molly.
Oh, there you go.
Maybe.
Well, I haven't seen that show.
All right, so final Streamlabs here. This comes from Mike Primus, and he says, "I am all for Dan. I feel Dan has always been humble and very sportsmanlike, and Collins hasn't so much." Oh, interesting.
Really?
I want to see Dan pull the win, and also I think Brett is a bit of a sleeper and will take it against Kevin Smith. I'm so looking forward to this. That's the first time I've heard someone saying that.
That's the first I've ever seen someone.
That's just like guilty by association. If that's
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think that's more his
correction.
His character work. That's a Shannon.
I've straight up said this too. Like the first thing Adam has done with all of his wins in the singles tournament was like, even if he TKO'd Roka, he was like, Roka's such a great
That's what I was.
player.
Sorry, Jill. That's what I was waiting
Oh, the
for
Karate
Jake
Kid.
to go for.
Yeah.
That's
Great
what I
call.
was waiting.
Oh,
I have never heard someone saying that Adam Collins is
Same.
interesting. I want to know what your what is your evidence in that? I want to know what. Give me some timestamps, please.
I mean, he throws a snide promo.
But like
but-
even with someone who is quote unquote a heel character, at the end of the match, I feel like he kind of drops all that heelish stuff to like really congratulate the other player.
Mhm.
You know, that's what I've seen. But I'm also like a Adam Collins, Marisol McKee show,
Chill.
so like maybe I'm wrong in that.
There you go.
Yeah,
I guess
See,
that
in
was more of
promos,
the
okay,
promos.
in promos, I get
Yeah.
that because he's on Corruption. He's like
Yeah.
a heel player, but definitely as soon as that match is over,
In match, yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
he kind of drops like that heel thing, and he's because I will say this, in the digital age, you don't really have that moment to like after the match to like face to face talk to your competitor and be like, hey, shake hands, great match. So I feel like he does that in his post interviews where he's really like, hey, you're great, like thank you, you're an inspiration, blah blah blah.
Even
So-
during their loss on Deception.
yeah, even during
Yeah.
even Deception's loss, he did that. Did that, and so definitely in the promos because with his correction, like he's on a heel faction, so he's obviously going to be doing that. But
Yeah, he's been pretty open about how much he respects the players,
Mhm.
the game, all of it.
Might
he's
as well
a
be.
robot.
He is.
He is IMDb
He is.
Is IMDb.
as a
At this
person.
point. Yeah. Good point, Kylie. We don't
all
shake
right.
hands in 2020.
Don't.
So I forgot we do have
Good
one last
game.
question, and it is to end the show. And it's a question we always got to ask our guests on this channel.
Hi,
And that
We
is
didn't
thank you
ask Frank before?
We haven't asked him yet. Frank, what is your favorite candy and favorite movie snack?
My favorite candy. I'm a big fan of Kit Kat.
Yeah.
Kit Kat, I like Kit Kat a lot.
How do you eat Kit Kats though?
You break them off by one by one?
Okay, just
Yeah.
making sure.
Yeah.
Some people are monsters.
What kind of
and
monster eats the
Yeah.
bar?
Some
Some
Yeah.
people
There are
just
some
want
people.
pure chaos in the world and they just go
Yeah.
straight
If you
in.
wanted
chaos.
like then get a Crunch Bar. It's pretty,
Yeah.
Exactly.
pretty
Yeah.
good, you know. And then my favorite movie snack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really don't eat too much during the movies. If I do, like when I go to AMC, I'll get like I don't get like candy per se. I get like the chicken tenders or like a thing of fries.
Yes,
Yeah.
tendies.
Sometimes I'll get like a popcorn, but usually I don't
A
eat.
popcorn.
Yeah.
Just
The
a
what?
popcorn. Just a single popcorn.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it depends on the day. Like if I'm
Fucking
there,
calories.
I'm doing like a
It's
triple
calories.
feature.
Single
if I'm doing
popcorn.
like a triple feature, maybe I will like get the one I can refill. But
Yes.
you know, if I'm there for like the one movie, like give me the small. It's okay. I don't need all. I don't need like 7,000 calories in 2 hours. You know.
I do.
That's fair. Yeah. That's fair.
All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap up today's show, everybody. To everyone who's been watching and checking our spectacular preview, thank you so much for hanging out with us and giving our comments. To all of our donations and Streamlabs, thank you to everyone who's been doing that as well. We really, really appreciate it. Stay tuned for more for us this week. For now, you can check us out on Schmoedown POV on Twitter, right there above Jill. If you are interested in joining our Patreon for watch-alongs and hangouts, stuff like that, the link is in the description as well. And then before we get out of here, we'll just let everyone, say where they can find everybody online. So, Frank, I'll let you start. Where can everybody find you online?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at FrankieJ29. Also, a couple of people reached out to me about like scorecards for the Schmoedown. Now, I don't have anything official, but I did like rework some of my own personal scorecards that I use for like stats and stuff. I'm going to be tweeting out a link for those. So if you're interested in those, just check my Twitter. I'll have a link for those scorecards. They tabulate everything automatically for you, and you just input who gets what right and what wrong, and does all the calculations for you. It's kind of neat. I think so.
Ooh.
That's awesome.
Great.
Fancy.
Jake, you're going to go from baseball scorecards to
Schmoedown.
Yeah, and I also I do have like printable versions. Some people are asking, can I print it out? So there's like the sheet with all the formulas, or you can just like print out like one on paper if you want it. So
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Molly, what about you?
Cut him a check.
You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Molly Damon, and me and Alex are over at Star Wars Explained. talking about Star Wars, mostly Mandalorian right now. Yeah,
Mandalorian explained. Yeah.
yeah, a lot of Mando talk.
Jill. Oh, go ahead, Molly. Sorry.
And Instagram at Molly Mander, but it's mostly pictures of makeup and cats.
Yay!
Or booze.
Makeup
Or
on
booze.
cats?
No, makeup and cats.
Okay.
I don't want PETA coming after me.
Jill.
I'm on Twitter and Instagram, Jilly Marie, 2 Y's, 2 E's. You can also sometimes catch me over on the, we have now dubbed it the Pajukin, the PJ Campbell Network.
Pajukin.
The Pajukin. I'm probably gonna, if they're still doing their unwind, I'm probably gonna hop over there and when we've signed off. So be sure to check us out over on the Pajukin. And Frank is on there too.
Yeah.
Oh, so Frank doesn't show up for Pajukin, but Bedora's got him.
I had a good excuse yesterday, so
Yeah. Boba Fett was on the episode. That was your excuse.
He's sometimes on the water cooler. He's sometimes on there.
the last 2 weeks. So
He's got some hot takes, which have been proven wrong, but that's okay.
Brian, what about you?
At Vivaltino on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, at Qui-Gon Jake, Twitter, Instagram, 2 N's because someone else took it before I did. Twitter, Schmoedown POV for a certain point of view. You can find us here on Sunday night, 6 p.m. Pacific. We won't be doing any reactions for Spectacular, but I don't know if I want to reveal it just yet. Just stay tuned for that. We got some stuff for Spectacular coming that you might be interested in. And then obviously I mentioned the Patreon already. You can find Brian and I on Apocalypse Movies twice a week as well. So thank you to everyone again for hanging out with us, watching us, commenting with us. We really, really enjoyed it. Hope you guys are enjoying Spectacular this upcoming Saturday.
The
I know
season is almost over.
Remember to hydrate. It's gonna be a long day.
Remember to hydrate. Remember to get some booze, get some snacks, get some H2O.
And I will take the chance to say this as well. If you are not a $10 patron to the Schmoedown,
do it now.
Do it now because you get the event with the $10 patron. So you get all the live events, all the pay-per-views that with that sign up.
$10
the stream pass is $10 as well, so you might as well
become a patron.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's like one match a week, right? And that's 6 weeks.
Yeah. All of the Spectacular matches, if you're not a patron, will be spread out over the next month and a half, and so might as well take the advantage of getting that.
Y'all are not going to be able to avoid spoilers. I'm saying that right now.
Nope.
You're gonna wait 6 weeks for the Merle Collins result. You're out of your damn mind.
Yeah. If you're not a patron or if you're not watching Spectacular on Saturday, we'll see you in January because that's what we're going to be talking about for a while.
Yeah.
So,
this is our Super Bowl.
Yes. It's going to be crazy. A 6-hour Super Bowl. All right. That is it for POV. Frank, thank you so much for stopping by, hanging out with us, talking Spectacular. I really, really enjoyed it. And yes, to everyone watching, thank you again. And we will see you guys this week. So, bye, guys.
bye.